So case 3, for example, change 3/13 to a decimal. So as was the case with part 1 and part 2, we're going to use long division. We're going to say 13 and we're going to divide it into 3. But now we'll see that we sort of have a different occurrence that happens. Okay, so 13 does not go into 3, but it does go into 30. It goes into 30 2 times. And when I do the subtraction, I get 4. So we've done this enough that I don't want to belabor the fact, but 13 goes into 43 times because 3 times 13 is 39. So that leaves us 1. And now, well, we actually get a 0 because 13 does not go into 1, obviously, but it doesn't go into 10 either. Okay, so then we bring down an additional 0. Now 13 does go into 100. It goes into 100 7 times. 7 times 13 is 91. Okay, so that leaves us with 9 when we subtract. Bring down a 0 and we have 90. Okay, and now we're getting close. So we have a 6 because 6 times 13 is 78. And when we subtract, we get 12. When I bring down a 0, I get 120. That gives me a 9. 13 goes into, or 13 times 9 is 117, and that gets me a 3. And when I bring down this 0, I have 30. Okay, so it's not very easy to see necessarily, but you can continue this on as far as you'd like, and it does hold true. But what I want us to look at is this 30 that we have as a remainder here really is the same as when we started at the very beginning when we had a 30 here. So I would say, if I went through the process, I would say, okay, well, it goes into 32 times, and that gives us the 26, and then we would say, well, then that gives us the 40, and we put down the 3, and then a 0, and a 7, and a 6, and a 9. So what we have found is it's not exactly a repeating decimal, but what we've actually discovered is that 13 over 3 is equal to 0.230769, and all 6 of these digits repeat. So it would be 0.230769, 230.769, 230.769, on and on as far as you want to go. So this is a cycle, but it's still really a repeating decimal, which is why I said originally it's kind of like we have 2 cases, but one of the, there's sort of a split with one of those cases. So we could have a situation where 1 digit of a decimal repeats, but we can also have a situation where multiple parts of a decimal repeat, multiple digits, and that is the case here with 3/13. There's a 6-digit cycle that repeats on and on forever. So that is the case, the third case, and that represents all of the cases that we can really conceivably see when converting from a fraction to a decimal.